10 most expensive things ever sold at auction. What are the priciest goods available worldwide? An abode? An aircraft? What if we told you that there are items in this world that are much more expensive than even gold and diamonds? Are you curious? Due to the wide range of uncommon and fascinating things up for purchase, auctions frequently draw a diverse mix of bidders and buyers, both in person and over the phone. Unique jewels, works of art, classic memorabilia, and other priceless items that can only be found at the most famous auctions are offered there. The top 10 most costly items ever sold at auction are listed in this video. Number 10. Subway dress by Marilyn Monroe. The ivory pleated dress was created by William Travilla in 1955 for Marilyn to wear in the film The 7-Year Itch, which was directed by Billy Wilder. It is arguably one of the most famous pieces of clothing of the 20th century, and a deserving addition to our list of the most expensive auction items and things ever sold. The dress evokes the picture of Marilyn Monroe trying to hide by using its skirt while perched atop a subway grate, making it almost as famous as the wearer herself. Many vintage-themed items, including apparel and home goods, now feature the renowned film. Owning the original, though, is a quite different matter. The dress, which once belonged to Singin' in the Rain actress Debbie Reynolds, has a plunging neckline and a halter-like bodice that are reminiscent of the 1950s and 1960s Hollywood. Joe DiMaggio, who was Monroe's husband at the time, was rumored to have hated the outfit. In 2011, Debbie Reynolds sold the dress, which had aged and turned ecru. She had predicted it would fetch between $1 and $2 million. Number 9. The 1 cent magenta British Guiana stamp. This item would undoubtedly come in first place on our list of the most expensive auction items, based on price per square inch. The British Guiana 1 cent magenta stamp, which weighs 0.04 grams, was initially issued in 1856 and was once sold for 1 penny. The most valuable stamp in the world, it is a unique collectible that has belonged to people like John E. DuPont, Arthur Hind, and Count Philippe La Renetier von Ferrari. The stamp was auctioned off multiple times after DuPont passed away, eventually ranking among the most costly objects ever sold at Sotheby's. Due to its scarcity and the illustrious hobby of stamp collecting, it has earned a reputation as one of the most expensive auction goods. Stuart Weitzman, a shoe designer, paid $9 million to acquire the stamp. Weitzman put the stamp he used to get the object into his back pocket when he picked it up to conceal it. Number 8. The silver dollar with flowing hair. The flowing hair silver dollar, which was initially struck in 1794, was the country's first ever dollar coin. After Alexander Hamilton established a national mint, the currency was produced in silver. The coin is extremely rare today because so few examples from the period still exist, which is why it is one of the most expensive antique auction items as of 2023. According to Stack's Bowers Galleries, the almost 200-year-old coin more than quadrupled the previous world record for a coin sold at auction of $4.1 million in 2013. Its value comes from the rumor that it was the finest coin from the first minting to have survived. Until it was auctioned off, it was a piece of the Cardinal collection that collector Martin Logis had gathered. The coin was sold to New Jersey-based Legend Numismatics by Stack's Bowers Galleries for $10 million in New York. Number 7. Figure in Cycladic marble. A Cycladic marble figure, one of the most expensive auction items ever sold, set a new record price at auction in 2015 according to Christie's Antiquities Department. The amazing sculpture, a reclining female figure cut in marble, is more than 3,000 years old and dates to around 2400 BC. Only one full figure of the 12 works claimed to the Schuster master is known to have survived, and it is only 11.5 inches tall. Madame Marion Schuster of Lausanne bought it in 1965, and after that, it was transferred to a private collection in the United States. At Christie's, the carved marble statue brought in $16, $882,500. Number 6. Henry Graves Supercomplication Watch by Patek Philippe. This meticulously designed 18-karat gold watch, which was commissioned by billionaire Henry Graves Jr., took 8 years to make. The watch was purchased by Sheikh Saad bin Mohammed bin Ali Al Thani of the Qatari royal family and was previously sold at auction in 1999 for $11 million. 15 years later, he sold it back to the auction house. The Patek Philippe Super Complication was the most expensive auction watch in the world when it sold at Sotheby's in 2014 for 232,3700 Swiss francs, nearly $24 million at the time. Take a look at some of the watches that are vying with the watch for the title of most costly on our list of the most expensive watches sold at auction ever. Number 5. The Pendant of Marie Antoinette. A once-in-a-lifetime buy, this drop-shaped natural pearl pendant was sold in 2018 at Sotheby's in Geneva. We simply had to include it in our list of the most expensive items sold at auction as of 2023 because it was the centerpiece of a set of 10 items that belonged to Queen Marie Antoinette, some of which had not been seen in public for 200 years before to the sale date. Marie Antoinette, the last monarch of France before the French Revolution, was the consort of King Louis XVI. Both were put to death during the 18th century revolt that overthrew the haughty opulence of the French royals. During the Revolution, she smuggled some of her most cherished items to her family members. At Sotheby's, the pendant sold for $36 million. Number 4. Cabinet Badminton. This gorgeous cabinet is made of ebony and embellished with pietra dura and exquisite ormolu. The masterpiece, which was created in 1726 by Florentine craftsmen, was ordered by the 3rd Duke of Beaufort, Henry Somerset, who was 19 years old at the time. The work of art incorporates a variety of materials, including agate, lapis lazuli, Sicilian red and green jasper, chalcedony, amethyst quartz, and other exceptional hardstones. It is a triumph of skill. The 12-foot 7-inch cabinet was housed in Somerset's Badminton House home for more than 25 years, hence the name. The cabinet entered the public domain when it was sold at auction after the passing of the 10th Duke in 1984. When it went back up for sale in 2004, it set a new record and sold to Dr. Johann Krefner, the director of the Vienna Liechtenstein Museum, for $36,662,106. Unquestionably one of the most costly things on the planet at the time, and still is in 2023. Number 3. Georgia O'Keeffe's Jimson Weeds / White Flower in 01. The most expensive piece ever sold at auction by a female artist, Jimson Weeds / White Flower No. 1, set records in 2014. The sale of this picture broke the previous auction record set by the well-known Georgia O'Keeffe, which stood at $6.2 million. This particular canvas is extremely huge for O'Keeffe, who is best renowned for her distinctive style and subject matter of magnified flowers. O'Keeffe, who was born in 1887, is hailed for her artistic achievements as the pioneer of American modernism. A remarkably bold and elegant reflection of the artist's mature intent and aesthetic, Sotheby's said of the work. The piece was acquired for the Crystal Bridges Museum in Bentonville, Arkansas, with assistance from Walmart heiress Alice Walton, who provided the bulk of the funding for the acquisition. In New York, the artwork went for $44,400,000. Number 2. Jeff Koons Rabbit. Yet Jeff Koons didn't go long without the album. About 6 months after David Hockney's painting set a new auction record, the contentious artist's sculpture overtook it as the most expensive piece by a living artist. Art reviewers have lauded the exquisite sculpture made of gleaming stainless steel in 1986, which was inspired by an inflated toy for children and alludes to earlier works by Duchamp and Warhol. The sale, which comes as validation after Koons was forced to reduce his studio in 2017, is a testament to his inconsistent career. Robert E. Mnuchin, an art dealer and the father of Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, purchased the artwork at Christie's. The hammer dropped to $91,100,000 as the price. Number 1. Solvatore Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci. A long, forgotten picture was recognized in 2008 as a lost Leonardo da Vinci masterpiece in London by some of the top da Vinci specialists in the world. One of these specialists said the picture had presence. Images of the restoration, which restored some of the original treatment by renowned restorer Diane Dwyer Modestini, have been made public. Since there are only about 20 Da Vinci paintings left in existence today, the Salvator Mundi, if it is legitimate, is truly priceless, which is why it came in first on our list and sold for an astounding $450,300,000. How was the video? Did you enjoy it? Post your feedback in our comment section below. And subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates.